Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, Ohio, as we get set for Ohio County Fair racing again. I'm Frank Frost, joined by Susan Schroeder. And Susan, another beautiful night for racing.
It is really comfortable here in the grandstand at Bucyrus. We're watching a couple horses warm up, and when they leave the track, then we're going to be enjoying the drill team again tonight when they do the national anthem.
As we get set, yet the drill team is over there working, and we got a few more horses are on the track, and we will move over to there. And the water grader is still on, and we'll be able to.
Would you mind moving into this one or not?
Get ready as the water truck's on. We got a couple of more horses still on the track. They're going to get those horses off the track, and then the drill team will come on. And we'll let the drill team come on, and then after that, there'll be about a 5-minute break until we get ready for the first race, which is first post time of 5:30. Sit here at the Marion County Fair. Big Booty Rudy with Randall Smith, the trainer, Chris Presley, and the bike. Broke the pacing record, all-age pace for 153-1, breaking the record held by Knight Pro, which was set back in 2017. Went 155. So Big Booty Rudy taking 2 full seconds off of the record. And the track very, very fast tonight.
So we do welcome
will have
the Crawford County
program
4-H Club
of
drill
9 races for you. Looking forward to that.
And our new
6
Washington
different
band
trainers
with us
have
here in
4
the,
entries, and
national
now we're
anthem.
going to turn it over to the PA announcer, Ayers Ratliff, and the drill team coming on with the American flags.
The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is brought to you by Big D's Tack and Vet Supply, Cool Winds Farm, Midland Acres, the Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, and thestable.ca. Now let's go trackside for all the action.
The first Crawford County Fair in 1848 was tiny in comparison to what we know today. Only 10 entries of livestock and needlework were exhibited at the town courthouse. By year 3, the fair was a community-wide gathering, complete with a small racetrack. Harness racing proved to be the main attraction, and when the permanent fairgrounds was purchased, the first thing built was a half-mile track. Crawford County has a rich history of standardbreds. Bucyrus was home to Pickwick Farms. The original owner began the venture in 1884, but it was Walter J. Michael who transformed the breeding farm. Pickwick was the nation's 4th largest breeding farm in the 1970s. It stood great sires like Gene Abbey and Baron Hanover. Michael raised over 1,600 horses, and his impact on the industry was immense. He was president of the United States Trian Association, instigated the creation of the Little Brown Jug, and established Northfield Park, one of Ohio's 4 parimutuel tracks. Michael was elected to Ohio's Living Hall of Fame in 1979 for his contributions. Today, Crawford County is a member of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. It features 2 nights of live-action harness racing.
Okay, we're back at the Crawford County Fair. I hope you all enjoyed that drill team. There was twice as many horses and kids out there tonight as there were last night. I was surprised. Sort of a fun thing for the kids to do, and it really looked sharp. Looked very enjoyable. So
Something that we haven't seen at other fairs, so it was kind of nice to see something a little different than what we normally have.
yeah, nice to see especially the 4-H kids to get involved, and people that come to see harness racing see them, and maybe they'll stick around and watch the races, so it's all good. We've got 8 races on tap for you tonight. As many of you have probably heard by now, we set a new track record here last night, a 153-1.
9 races. You missed one.
9 races. Did I say 8?
You said 8.
Oh,
You had
sorry.
me all worried that I missed a race or something.
Nope. 9 races. Home Talent Colt Stakes, and we saw some fast miles last night and heard how they had been working on this track for a long time. They got rained out. Got a lot of rain on this track, and I heard the first turn was all underwater, and they've worked diligently for the last week or so to get it all fixed up. I've also don't think I've seen this much equipment on a track at one time.
Now, when I came across from the infield, it was a little wet still, a little damp, and they're putting a lot of water still on it. So you can tell they got 2 graders out there. They've got the water truck, so they are really working to try to get it ready to go.
Yeah, and they were packing it last night, which is, I don't see the packer out here tonight so far. It's sitting over there in the first turn, so they may get it out later, but they were packing this track last night in between each race. A lot of work.
Especially when you get as much rain as we had over those time to get out here and get the track ready to go. We were out here for our Matinee Madness. Roger Houston and I filming that feature, and got a chance to see some of these young 2-year-olds get their first real taste of action.
And you can always go back and watch those freshman focus and the matinee races that Roger and Frank put together this spring. The freshman focus were really cool because you got to hear how the trainers picked out horses, what they looked for in a horse, how they went about the bidding process in some places. Some places where some people, they did all the bidding. Sometimes they had the owners with them there and they would talk back and forth. So it was pretty interesting. You can find those on the OHHA Facebook page and the OHHA YouTube page.
And we also to have a band between the races out here entertaining the people in the stands.
Yep, they were great last night and they sound just as good tonight. So we got the band, and on the last turn side of the grandstand, we've got the beer tent. So we're kind of all set here.
Don't forget, you can download the race program for today from our Facebook page. Go to ohha.com/live stream. That page, you'll be able to find today's race program. And for those of you that do have it, we can go ahead and give you some of the changes that we've got for today. In the first race, Ryan Stahl will drive Rose Run Exandria. Kurt Sugg, was named on the Well Maxine, the number 1 and number 2 Rose Run Exandria. He chooses Well Maxine, and Ryan Stahl will drive the number 2. In the second race, Jason drive number 1 Snappy Lady, and Ryan Stahl will pick up another drive, driving number 2 Racing Forever. Third race, we also have a couple of changes. In the first, the number 1 horse, Stars in Your Eyes, Kurt Sugg will be in the sulky. Alex Hawk will get the call on number 2, Cal's Last Call. And number 3, TT's Diva, Wyatt Irvine will be the driver. In the fourth, Jason Thompson will drive number 1, Admiral All-Star, and Ryan Stahl will drive number 4, Over 6. In the fifth race, one change to tell you about as well. Hank Levan will drive number 3, Shawtown. In the sixth, it'll be Tim Deaton driving number 1, Rock the House, and Jason Thompson will drive number 4.
Keep them coming for their first race. Let's bring them out for race 1.
Ryan Stahl drives number 5, Dancing at Midnight. In the seventh, Wyatt Irvine will drive number 1 and Channing Pixie. Tim Deaton will drive number 3, Bobby Joe. In the eighth, Ryan Stahl drives number 1, Flex Media. Pierce Henry is on Wishy Washy, number 3. And in race 9, we have a scratch the number 7, Go George. I think we had another scratch earlier that I forgot to tell you about.
In the fifth. The 1 horse, Lady on a Tear, is scratched.
So that was the second scratch for today. Crew's still working. Go ahead.
Couple out on the track waiting for the rest of them so we can do the post parade. Just give you a little information on some of these horses. The 1 horse, Well Maxine, was sold as a yearling at the Ohio Select Sale for $38,000.
I think she's the highest priced yearling that was sold at an auction in today's field.
I believe so, yeah. So when you see something like that, I always like to look them up and find out what the story is. And the mare that Well Maxine is out of, Real Lady Katie, had a mark of 53 and 1. And she has had 2 foals already that have sub 152 records. So that tends to raise the price at the yearling sale a little bit.
And that's what, when you talk to a lot of these trainers, it's on the mother's side that they're looking for. We've got these great stallions standing in Ohio, but they're looking for the dams as well, the bloodline of the dams.
Yep, that's very true. That's and that really varies between trainers and owners, horsemen. Some people say it's 80% the mare. Some people say it's 50-50. So it's all in kind of what you believe and what you're looking for at that point. And that's part of what you guys talked about with everybody in Freshman Focus. So it's everybody's got different ideas.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know,
Exactly.
Some people it might have worked that way, so that's what they stay with. You've got some other ones that like the other way, you know, the stallions and 50-50.
All right, guys, let's get them together, line them up, and have an orderly post parade here for race number 1.
So today, the race number 1, saddle pads will be the red color. As you take a look at number 4, So Dramatic, with Jason Thompson up. 1 start, finished 3rd back on the 19th at Hilliard. Led all the way until the stretch and then faded to 3rd.
But only was back by a length and a quarter, so that's pretty good. Paradise. Oh, let's join the post parade.
So that's the call to post for the first race here this evening, sponsored by Sons of the American Legion. Post 181. 2-year-old filly pace at purse $5,465. Ryan Stahl is on the 2. 1 is Well Maxine with Kurt Sugg in the bike. 3 is Rose Run Zandria. The driver changed to Ryan Stahl. 3 is Midwin Kelly with Alex Hawk. 4, So Dramatic, Jason Thompson. 5, Paradise Raquel, Hank Levan is up. And the 6, Mick Evil, Charlie Myrick in the sulky. That is the field for the first race. Your 2-year-old filly pacers, Ryan Stahl, drives 2.
We have a couple fillies in here that have been going pretty fast. That Rose Run Exandria.
Just a reminder that just like last night, we are having our lucky loser drawings throughout the evening. So if you do have any non-winning pari-mutuel tickets you have placed tonight, make sure you write your name and phone number on the that ticket and put it into the bin just beside of the mutual lines, because you have a chance to win even if you pick a loser here this evening.
So Rose Run Exandria raced in the Buckeye Stallions Heels at Northfield last week. Pacer mile in 56-3. And Well Maxine, the 1 horse, also was in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Finished 7th, but Pacer mile in 57-2 last quarter and 28-4. Paradise Rock raced at Scioto in a qualifier and went 59-1, and then was scratched sick at Northfield. So we hope that she's bounced back and feeling better tonight. So there's some speedy fillies in here for this Home Talent Colt Stakes. I don't know if you could all hear Ayers talking about the lucky loser. So if you place a bet here at Crawford County Fair and you don't win, you get to put it in to get picked out for lucky loser. And last night I heard them give away 2 $50 vouchers and 1 $100 voucher at the end of the night. So that's kind of a nice thing for the fair to do. Keeps the people interested. I was looking at the 1 horse that Kurt Sugg's driving. I don't know where she is now, but she looks big.
Well,
big
Maxine.
Yeah, she just looks like a big... She's straight across the track now by the starting gate.
Corey DeErman trains. Corey also has the number 2, Rose Run Exandria.
I don't know if it's just the way she carries herself or what, but she just looks like a strong, powerful horse.
If you look at her from all the way over here, and we got a shot of her there, she just looks bigger than the other horses out there.
She does.
2-year-old filly pacers turning in on their way to the gate. Still time to get those daily doubles in. You'll have to hurry. The Munz Pernsel starting gate will be rolling.
Okay, fillies are headed to the gate, and we'll pick up the call from Ayers.
Your 2-year-old filly pacers make their way to the top of the stretch. A beautiful night for harness racing action. It's 75 degrees. The track is fast. And it's post time here in Bucyrus, Ohio. Here half, and pacing well Maxine along the inside, using that rail to her advantage. Rose runs Andrea's there in second. Up on the outside, Midwind Kelly is third. So Dramatic is in fourth. Paradise Raquel is in fifth. McEvil is the trailer. It looks like a post parade, but they're actually racing as they move on up the backside, and with the lead, well Maxine and Kurt Sugg as he tries to apply the brakes. He leads them by a length and a quarter. Rose runs Andrea's there in second. It's Midwind Kelly who looks over the top two in third. So Dramatic is there in fourth. Then comes Paradise Raquel. Opening quarter, 31 and 1/5. McEvil is sixth and trailing as they continue around the turn. Well Maxine on the lead. Rose runs Andrea is a right tight second. In there to be third is Midwind Kelly. So Dramatic is there in fourth with Paradise Raquel and McEvil pacing down here to the half, and Stahl is getting anxious in the pocket. He's tipping out Rose runs Andrea, but it's well Maxine who is on the lead. Rose runs Andrea to the outside in second. The half in 102 and 2. Moving around the turn, the Dayerman horses are 1-2, and it's well Maxine on the inside. Rose runs Andrea's outside second. Midwind Kelly right there in third. So Dramatic is there in fourth as they pace up the backstretch to three quarters. Well Maxine maintaining a neck advantage. Rose runs Andrea to the outside in second. Right there is Midwind Kelly. So Dramatic is fourth, and there to be fifth, Paradise Raquel, 133 and 2. Pacing around this final turn, well Maxine, the lead is a nose. On the outside is Rose runs Andrea. Rose runs Andrea. She's harder to shake than your mother-in-law as they come to the top of the stretch. Well Maxine on the inside. Rose runs Andrea on the outside. Well Maxine is tough. Rose runs Andrea. Midwind Kelly. It is well Maxine who held on to win it. Rose runs Andrea. Midwind Kelly was third. 202, 1/5.
That well Maxine held on. It was a tough to be challenged from basically the half on. Ryan Stahl pulled out right at the half. It was a well-fought battle down the lane.
Top two finishers trained by Corey Day-Erman. Rose runs Andrea just couldn't get up there to put the head, a nose ahead. Just kind of got to the right there, but
just kind of hung right there. Of course, she had the extra feet to go.
Yeah, she had the long way around.
Long way around, yeah.
So they got a nice little winner circle set over down to the right. The winners will get a blanket.
Race one, it is official.
Kurt
1,
Sugg
2, 3.
number one
It's
around.
official.
Race now official. Your winner, Well Maxine, number 1. Number 2, Rose runs Andrea. And number 3, Midwind Kelly. As Kurt Sugg comes back around to head to the winner circle.
This filly just looks like her stride is
Moving
so
into the
big.
winner's circle after winning the first race, it's the one, Well Maxine, a 2-year-old brown filly by Well Said, and a Real Lady Kitty by Real Artist. Owned by Corey Day-Erman and William Hart and Robert Mondillo. Corey Day-Erman is the trainer. Kurt Sugg is the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2:02 and 1. Race 1 sponsored by Sons of the American Legion, 181.
So Well Maxine picks up maiden win.
So Well Maxine was the race winner. Rose runs Andrea second. Midwind Kelly was third. So Dramatic fifth. Paradise Raquel fourth. McEvil sixth. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 31 and 1, 102 and 2, 133 and 2, 202, 1/5. Upcoming second race, race 2, blue saddle pads, and we need 6 of you. Here for the second race, we've got Jason Thompson driving the 1, Ryan Stahl on 2. Bring them on for the second.
So our second race will be for 3-year-old fillies, the first division. 1 mile pace, 6 in, and we'll tell you all about the 6 when we come back to the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, Ohio.
history, tradition. For over 100 years, 2- and 3-year-old trotters and pacers have started their careers on the tracks of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. See the future stars of Ohio harness racing at one of the Home Talent's 15 tracks. The stars of tomorrow are racing at a track near you today. The Home Talent Colt Stakes. You can't win them if you aren't in them.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service, standardbred breeding facility that specializes in stallion management. Cool Winds Farm stands the popular Dancing Yankee, whose first crop hit the ground this year and are great-looking individuals. Cool Winds is also standing Rockin' Amadeus, sire of world champion Ocean Rock. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on September 17th.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Bow River Jewelry has been the premier designers of sulky jewelry for more than 30 years. We incorporate today's fashion designs to create a unique piece of jewelry only found at Bow River. Visit bowriverjewelry.com today.
To the Crawford County Fairgrounds, Frank Froz along with Susan Schroeder bringing you all the action of day 2 of racing from Bucyrus. And Susan, you were here last night, said it was a very big crowd, and again another good crowd in the stand tonight.
Yep, a good crowd, and that last night's crowd was boisterous. I guess that would be a good word to put it. They were jumping and yelling and really having a good time.
And it's nice to be into the sport like that, to have some fun. So we're set for race number 2. It's a pace going for $5,481. The first division of 2 tonight, and got a couple of driver changes.
Yep, we got Jason Thompson on the 1, Snappy Lady, and Ryan Stahl on the 2, Racing Forever. And if for those of you that got your programs from ohha.com, the line to be announced on Racing Forever, that filly raced at the Carrollton Fair and finished 7th, but paced in 2-7 and 4. Vernon Beachy was driving. Vernon Beachy is the trainer of this horse also. So that's the line to be announced.
A couple of these horses have seen action in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Snappy Lady has raced in a couple of the legs, finishing 4th back at Northfield on June 27th, and then last week at Scioto Downs finished 6th, and Gila's Last Call also raced last week at Scioto Downs, hit the board finishing 3rd in one of the divisions. Earlier at Northfield on June 27th was a 4th place finisher. In fact, has a mark of 154 and 2. Took that at Scioto Downs earlier this year. 1 win and 9 starts for Gila's Last Call. Justin Irvine will be up.
That Gilead's Last Call also paced a mile in 52 at Scioto. She didn't win, but she paced that fast mile.
Won in the first
that was
race,
in that
with
Phillies and Mares
Lady.
Now Winners of 2 final. They've been having some series at Scioto to try and fill in the gaps between the Buckeye Stallion series by having these mini series where there's 2 legs of it and then a final. That was a pretty fast mile for Gila's Last Call, 152. And Panatee paced a mile in 56 and 4 at Northfield back in May. Always Raisin Hill also paced a mile in 56 and 2. And that was at Scioto in mid-May.
So the speed in the race, though, is number 1, Snappy Lady, and Gila's Last Call. So it'll be interesting to see if Justin Irvine tries to go to the front from the 5-hole.
Yeah, this is a nice wide track. One of the stipulations in seeing if you can have the Buckeye Stallion Series at your track is that you can score 8 wide. So this nice wide track can handle a lot of horses.
Well, the first Crawford County Fair back in 1848, a while ago. Only 10 entries of livestock and needlework were exhibited, so it's grown a lot. Held it at the town courthouse by year 3. The fair was gathering complete with a small racetrack, and then harness racing proved to be the main attraction as it continued to grow.
As it should be everywhere. When my daughter was little, we went to a fair once, and she says, "Where's the track?" And I said, "They don't have a track here." She says, "Well, why do they have a fair?"
There you go. Now, the first track here, though, was an 1/8 of a mile race course.
An 1/8?
An 1/8 of a mile. Could be raced back in 1921. John Bremen had several valuable horses and had an 1/8 of a mile race course.
Wow.
It's like going around in a little circle.
Yeah.
And then
3-year-old Philly Pacers on the
Here's
track
the
for
post
race
grade
2.
for the second.
Sponsored by Bob Schwartz, DVM, purse $5,481. The 1, Snappy Lady, Jason Thompson. 2, Racing Forever, driver change to Ryan Stahl. 3, here's Middy's Bitska and Pierce Henry. 4, Always Raisin Hill, Charlie Myrick. 5, Gilla's Last Call and Justin Irvin. And the 6 is Panatee with Chris Hirschberger in the sulky. That is the field for race number 2. Jason Thompson is on the 1, Ryan Stahl on 2. And again, just another reminder, any non-winning ticket you have purchased here tonight, make sure you're putting your name and phone number on that ticket, putting it in our second chance bin located just by the Mutuals barn, just by the Mutual stand of the grandstands. We are drawing throughout the evening for gift cards, so you could be a winner even if you pick a loser here tonight.
it's going to be interesting to see how the number 3 horse, here's Smitty Bitska, handles herself in this. You've got a lot of experienced horses, 22 starts for Racing Forever, 23 for Always Raising Hill, and here's Smitty Bitska, has never raced, has never qualified, first time in any sort of a race, no qualifier, so it's going to be very interesting to see how she reacts.
Right, and she's right in the middle of everybody. Sometimes you wonder if you would rather be an inside or outside post with these horses, but she'll probably go right up to the gate just fine. A lot of these trainers, even though she wasn't in a race that we know of in a charted line, a lot of these drivers have a gate at their farm or at the training center, and they get them behind there so they know what they're doing.
And try to get them back there with other horses too. Like you said, she's going to be squeezed in the middle of the field, so she's going to have something on each side.
There was 3 fillies in here that were sold at public auction, and this is more of a moderately priced bunch. Snappy Lady sold for $3,500 at the Blooded Horse sale as a yearling and has already earned $16,000 plus. Always Raisin Hill, $6,000 at the Buckeye Classic, and Panatee was a $6,000 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale.
Want to thank everybody for joining us over on our YouTube channel today as we continue to move you around, but you can always go to ohha.com/live stream, and that's where you will find all the races as we put them up there. Please try to check in the live chat so we know where you're watching from. That enters you into a drawing for a prize package that we'll award at the end of July. I want to thank our Buckeye Stallion Series sponsors who have contributed to that
Just
package.
a reminder
In
that the beer
fact, you
tent
had
is open,
the
located
Sauce
just
Guys
beside the
on yesterday.
grandstands.
I did. The Sauce Guys. That was kind of fascinating
As
how
you're getting thirsty
they
in between the races,
started
make sure
out
you're visiting
their
the beer
company
tent
in 2016.
just
Just two
beside of the
cousins that
grandstands.
decided to do this,
So the
and it's
Mont
grown and
starting
grown.
gate is
They
pulled
sell
them in
product
now for the
all over
upcoming,
now,
second race.
and even opened a
3-year-old
restaurant.
Filly Pacers,
We're
purse
getting ready to, the gate's starting to roll, so we'll go to
Home
Ayers
Talent
Radcliffe and tell you a little
sponsored
more
by
about the
Bob
Sauce
Schwartz,
Guys after
DVM.
this.
The gate is rolling. Top of the stretch for race number 2, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Snappy Lady snaps off the gate looking for the lead. Gilla's last call is firing up on the outside. Racing Forever is at the rail. Rolling around the turn to the backstretch. Always Raisin Hill is 4th. Then there to be 5th. Here's Mitty's Bitska. And the trailer is Panatee. Pacing up the backstretch the first time. And the leader is Snappy Lady by a length and a half. Gilla's last call is now into the pocket. Racing Forever provided it in 3rd. In their 4th, Always Raisin Hill. Opening quarter 28-4. So Snappy Lady had a snappy early fraction there. She leads them by 2. In their 2nd, Gilla's last call. Racing Forever starts to gap out in 3rd. Always Raisin Hill is 4th. Gapping in their next is Here's Mitty's Bitska. And the trailer is Panatee. They're a bit strung out here as they come by the stands for the first time. Snappy Lady and Jason Thompson call the shots. Gilla's last call is right there in 2nd. Racing Forever is looking them over from 3rd. 57-2. In there to be next is Always Raisin Hill. They'll straighten up off the turn into the backside, and out there with the lead remains Snappy Lady. The lead is still a length and a half. Gilla's last call is trying to get closer in 2nd. Over their 3rd is Racing Forever. Then it's Always Raisin Hill. Further back is Panatee, and here's Mitty's Bitska as they continue to the 3/4 mile mark of the race. 1:27-1. Snappy Lady still the leader. Gilla's last call running out of time in 2nd. Further back to Racing Forever and Always Raisin Hill to the top of the stretch. We're down to 2 as they turn for home, and it's still Snappy Lady. Gilla's last call. Time is running out quickly for her. She moves to the outside, but it's Snappy Lady. Gilla's last call tries. Snappy Lady. Gilla's last call in for 2nd. Racing Forever is 3rd. 1:56-2.
I wondered why they were a little strung out, and then the Ayers said quarter and 28-4, having 57-2. That was,
When he said 57-2, I looked over at you and we were both like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, and then that 3rd quarter went in 3rd, just on 29-4, but then come home in 156-2. So Snappy Lady picks up the victory. Gilla's last call 2nd. Racing Forever finished 3rd.
Snappy Lady just won 2 starts ago at Northfield in 55-3. Not much slower on this county fair track, 56-2.
2nd win of the year, 3rd win of her career. Came into the race with earnings just under $17,000 for her lifetime. And that's the 2nd time now she has won coming off a Buckeye Stallion Series appearance.
Oh.
So if she shows up in the Buckeye Stallion Series again and doesn't win, head to the track near you.
Yeah.
If they're racing in a fair near you, and you may have a winner. Well, they don't take long to get the prices up on the
Moving
board
into the winner's circle
race.
after winning race
460
2,
for
it's the
winner,
one Snappy Lady.
220, 210.
Snappy Lady, a 3-year-old brown filly by Rockin' Amadeus at a Lavish Liz by Tunner's Big Guy. Oma Rudolph Bracey, D. Houghton Trains, Jason Thompson, the winning driver, 156-2, time of the mile. Race 2, sponsored by Bob Schwartz, DVM. So Snappy Lady was the winner. Racing Forever was 3rd. Here's Mitty's Bitska 6th. Always Raisin Hill 4th, Gilla's Last Call 2nd, Panatee 5th. 136, 425, 28 and 4, 57 and 2, 127 and 1, 156 and 2. Bring them out now for the third race. Let's head them out for race 3. In race 3, we have Kurt Sugg driving the 1, Alex Hawk on 2, Wyatt Irvin on 3. Again, bring them on the track for the third race. White saddle pads, and we'll need 5 of you. Head them out for the third.
5 horses in the third, the first division of the 2-year-old filly trot. And we'll be back with it after these messages.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Welcome back to the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, in Ohio. As we get set for race 3, 2-year-old fillies, the first division trot, sponsored by J&F Construction of Bucyrus, Ohio, and a couple of driver changes in this race as well, Susan.
Yep, we got the 1-horse Stars in Your Eye will be driven by Kurt Sugg. The 2-horse Cal's Last Call, Alex Hawk will have the lines. And the 3 TT's Diva, Wyatt Irvine. This is a very inexperienced crowd. Nobody's won a race yet, and 2 of them don't show any lines at all. And the others have raced the Stars in Your Eyes. She was a Buckeye Classic Sale yearling for $11,000. And she has had 2 qualifiers up at Northfield, started in the BSS and unfortunately made a couple breaks, and put her in the Ohio Sire Stakes, and she also made some breaks in there. So she's back at the fairs trying to probably get her straightened out a little bit. Cal's Last Call raced at 2 fairs, Marion and Wilmington, but ran quite a bit there. So she's trying to get her act together too.
Yeah, the 2 race horses, Stars in Your Eyes and Cal's Last Call, that have starts. Both of them broke in both of those starts, so it'll be really interesting to see. And then you take a look at number 5, Isle de la City, also in her qualifier. She had a number of breaks as well.
And I'm sure David Merrick is watching. And
yes, in fact, he just checked in.
Did
so,
he?
yes, from Pompano Beach, Florida. And we want to thank Dino Perella. Thanks for checking in and then adding your location of where you are. That's what gets you registered. He just put his name in the chat and then retracted that and then put all the information. So, Dino, we appreciate that. Check in from where you're watching tonight, and we'll get you registered for today's this month's drawing. So, in fact, Charlie Myrick used to punt for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Don't know if you knew that. Played for Ohio State and was a punter. Talked to Charlie last year before the Ohio Sire Stakes when we were doing our Saturday night at the races. I had a chance to meet him up at Northfield Park, and he talked a little bit about football, so that was good. Interesting thing, his father, who you just mentioned, was also a football player, was on the taxi squad of the great Buffalo Bills championship teams back in the mid-'60s.
As if you couldn't
Dear to my
tell.
heart.
Yeah, Frank is an avid Bills fan.
Dear to my heart.
In fact, that's what his license plate says, Bills fan.
Here's the post parade for the third.
And that's the call to post for race number 3, sponsored by J&F Construction Incorporated, Bucyrus, Ohio. First $5,881, 2-year-old filly trot. One is Stars in Your Eyes, the driver Kurt Sugg. 2 Cal's Last Call, make the driver Alex Hawk. 3 TT's Diva, Wyatt Irvin. 4 Lima Land, Matthew Burkholder. And the 5 Isle de la City, Charlie Myrick. In the sulky. That's the field for race number 3. Kurt Sugg on 1, Alex Hawk on 2, Wyatt Irvin on 3.
Kurt Sugg picking up another drive. He'll have 8 drives in the 9 races tonight. The only race that he will not drive in was the last race, the second.
Kurt is a sought-after catch driver everywhere that he goes. He's done so well up at Northfield, which is where he drives mostly, but he also loves the fairs. This Lima Land sold for $28,000 at the Ohio Select, and the mother of Lima Land, who's his motherland, she made $172,635 in her racing career, so guess she earned her way into the broodmare ranks.
Lima Land by Full Count, trained by Marty Woolham.
The breeder is Steiner Stock Farm and Acadia Farms, and Steiner Stock Farms was the blanket presenter or the sponsor for the Buckeye Stallion Series last night. And they had a beautiful red blanket out there with the Buckeye Stallion Series logo on it. It looked really nice. Those Buckeye Stallion Series went fast last night. Those fillies, the slowest one of the night was 2 minutes and 2/5. So they were speedy. But the track is great. I think that led to a lot of those 5 2-year-old filly pacing Buckeye Stallion Series went in 58-2, 57-4, 58-3, 58-2, and 2 minutes and 4/5.
Well, and you talked about the work that they had to do on this track, even to be ready to race. You know, we've had some very bad rain, heavy rains, and that has caused a lot of problems. You know, we've had 3 race cars so far this year that have been washed out. All the racing was washed out up in Portland. Mm-hmm. And then we lost the second day at Wellston.
Yeah, Roger and I were sitting in the grandstand watching the rain come down, and we kept hoping, and there was quite a few people in there waiting and hoping with us, but it just wouldn't stop.
Well, if you miss any, don't worry. There's a lot more to come in the summer. In fact, we were looking at our August schedule. We will have 50 race cars in the month of August alone. That's a lot of racing.
It's a lot of racing. I noticed there's only 3 days in August when there is not fair racing.
And I think they're the last, like the 27th, 8th, and 29th, I think. But we'll have some fun with that as we take a look at the number 1, Stars in Your Eye, with Kurt Sugg, trained by Jessica Milner. 2-year-old by And Away We Go out of the Promising Catch mare, Idol Norman. $11,000 purchase at the Buckeye sale.
This will be an interesting race because like the 3 that we know have started have made a lot of breaks, and the other 2 we don't know, so it's going to be a big surprise.
Somebody, though, will pick up their first career win tonight and take home the blanket, because somebody has to win it.
Somebody has to.
May take them a while to get around anyway, but somebody's going to win this race.
Yep, and they'll Take home about $2,900
The starter
to
is
boot.
calling in the horses for the upcoming third race. 2-year-old filly trotter, sponsored by
Starting
J&F
gate is
Construction Incorporated,
getting into
Bucyrus,
position.
Ohio.
Horses on
They're
the
on
back
their
stretch.
way to the
Head
gate.
the turn. And once the gate begins to roll, we'll throw it up to our track announcer, Ayers Ratliff, who also is the track at MGM Northfield Park. Full house over in that judges stand over in the infield, and let's head it over to Ayers Ratliff for the call of the third, the 1 Mile Trot from the Bucyrus, Ohio track.
Top of the stretch for the third race, and here they come. TT's Diva on a break. They're off into trotting, and it stars in your eyes. Looking out there hard for the lead. In there to be an early second is Cal's Last Call, off stride Lima Land. Isle de la City is now in third. Over there to be fourth is TT's Diva, and off stride Lima Land as they move on into the backstretch, and Stars in Your Eyes is out there by 12 lengths. Further back in second is Cal's Last Call to the outside is Isle de la City in third. Over there fourth Lima Land, and the trailer is TT's Diva. But Stars in Your Eyes is just rolling out there, 32 3/5. Further back in second is Isle de la City. Then it is Cal's Last Call with TT's Diva and Lima Land. As they move down here to the halfway mile mark of the race, and Stars in Your Eyes, she's in one race right now, the others are in another. Further back in second is Isle de la City. In there to be third is TT's Diva. Then it is Cal's Last Call and Lima Land. The half in 103 4. Kurt Sugg, here's nobody around him. That's because there's nobody there as they move around the turn into the backstretch, and you could fit 6 semis in between him and the rest of them. As they move on out of the 3/4 mile mark of the race, it's Stars in Your Eyes. Isle de la City is further back in second. TT's Diva third. Cal's Last Call is in fourth, and the trailer Lima Land. To the 3/4 they go, and it's Stars in Your Eyes who's absolutely obliterating them tonight. 135 4. Further back in second is Isle de la City. Then we have TT's Diva moving around the turn to the top of the stretch, and if this was a fight, they'd have stopped it. It's Stars in Your Eyes who's just absolutely the best filly in here, the best filly by a mile. Further back in second by about 25-30 lengths is Isle de la City, but Stars in Your Eyes, impressive tonight. Isle de la City will finish second. The mile time was 2:07 4. TT's Diva will get third.
Well, as Ayers Ratliff said, if it was a fight, they would have stopped it early. And that's got to be tough, too, for Kurt Sugg out there. You're all by yourself. It's kind of like a pitcher who's got a big lead in baseball. It's hard to throw strikes, and all he's worried about right there was just keeping his horse trotting because, he had enough of a lead anyway. But, he had, she looked good, Stars in Your Eyes, and finally has a line with no breaks and picks up the easy victory.
I think that was probably the goal, was just to stay flat. I was thinking when he said she was up by enough to put six semis in between. How would you chart that? 6 semis.
I think you're going to see a lot of DIS on that one when they chart it.
Yeah.
A lot of horses distanced out. As Kurt Sugg comes back around.
Kind of unusual when the second horse in the race is distanced.
That'll be Kurt's second win in 3 races. Jessica Milner.
So Stars in Her Eyes, the winner of the third race. She gets back to the winner's circle. She said, where was the competition? She's a 2-year-old bay filly by And Away We Go. Out of Idle Norman. By Promising Catch on my Lightning Bolt stable, Pod stable, and Jessica Milner. Jessica Milner is the trainer. Kurt Sugg, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2:07.4. This one sponsored by J&F Construction Incorporated of Bucyrus. Stars in Your Eyes, the race winner. Cal's Last Call, 5th. TT's Diva, 3rd. Lima Land was 4th, and Isle de la City finished 2nd. 153, 42, 32 and 3, 103 and 4, 135 and 4, 207, 4/5.
Race
So
3
the
in the
fourth
books.
race comes up next. Race 4, put Jason Thompson on the 1, put Ryan Stahl on the 4, add trotting hopples to the 6. Green saddle pads, and we'll need 6 of you. Head them out for the 4th race.
So 3 are in the books from the Crawford County Fairgrounds. We'll be back with race 4 after this.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
To the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, Ohio, as we get set for race number 4. Frank Fraz along with Susan Schroeder. And Susan, somebody on our chat disagreed with you. Lauren Susie said try 60 semis instead of 6.
It was a lot of semi-space.
So we get set for the 4. A couple of driver changes in this one as well, Susan.
Yep, we've got the 1 horse, Admiral All-Star with Jason Thompson. And the 4 over 6, Ryan Stahl will take the lines. And the 6 horse will race with trotting hobbles. That wasn't programmed. We were talking, you said before that Kurt Sugg won 2 of the 3 tonight. Last night, Chris Page won 3 and Ryan Stahl won 3, so they were tied for driver championship of the first night.
Kurt
I don't believe Chris is here tonight, so
no, he is not on any of them. So in this one, we've got 3 of the horses: Admiral All-Star over 6, and Win and Dream also gave it a shot in the Buckeye Stallion Series. None of Admiral All-Star did well, finishing 3rd back on June 11th at Scioto Downs. Jason Thompson will get the drive. Kurt Sugg was named on number 1 and number 2. Chose Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda also trained by Edward Miller, who trains Admiral All-Star as well. And Kurt, the regular driver for both of them. Ronnie Wren Jr. drove Admiral All-Star in the Buckeye Stallion Series.
we've been trotting some fast miles too. The Admiral All-Star up at Northfield. Start before the last one, trotted in 56 and 1. Baby Yoda's been in 56 and 4. Big Sky Rocket, 57-3. So, and the speed is also on the inside. Those are 1, 2, 3 horses. The 4, 5, and 6 haven't shown quite that amount of speed yet.
Admiral All-Star struggled last time out back at the 30th at Northfield, so coming off a little bit of a layoff, 21-day layoff. Broke a couple of times in that race. So see how it comes back off the layoff of 2 weeks.
Yeah, sometimes they just need a little time, a little change in shoeing maybe, a little work on them to try and get them right.
Because that
was an uncharacteristic break for that horse. She hadn't showed any breaks in the other lines.
Now, Big Sky Rocket raced 2 days ago at Carrollton in a line to be announced. Now, I'm not sure how he did his. Susan will scramble to her phone to look up and see. I missed that one as well.
I thought I got all those lines to be announced.
I thought I had them all too, and I missed that one. So Susan's going to look that one up. A Big Sky Rocket, 13 starts this year, 4 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. So has hit the board over half of its starts. Has taken a mark of 158-2 at Northfield on a sloppy track, but as Susan has said, has paced in 157-1. That coming back on June 16th at Northfield Park. Trained and driven by Vernon Beachy, by Big Riggs out of the Muscle Mass mare Armstead Kyra, owned by First Up Racing Stable and Vernon Beachy. Purchased at the sale for $4,700. The big purchase here in the Ohio Select sale, Admiral All-Star for $16,000. Baby Yoda was purchased for $15,000. They are the 2 big winners, lifetime earnings. Admiral All-Star is
all right, let's get them together. Let's line them up and rate them in order, please.
While Baby Yoda just under $31,000. Baby Yoda had a very good year as a 2-year-old, winning 6 times in 15 starts, had a couple of seconds and a couple of thirds as well. So were you able to find out about that line?
I know now why I can't, but I will. Give me a minute.
And while Susan looks, we'll turn it over to Ayers Ratliff for the post parade for the 4th.
Here are the horses for race number 4, sponsored by Ohio Foam. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotter is a purse $10,295. 1 Admiral All-Star, make the driver Jason Thompson. 2 Baby Yoda with Kurt Sugg. 3 is Big Sky Rocket, Vernon Beachy. 4 over 6, make the driver Ryan Stahl. 5, Big Riggin' Joe and Roy Burns. 6, Win and Dream, Chris Hirschberger in the sulky. That is the field for race number 4. Jason Thompson on 1, Ryan Stahl on 4, trotting hopples to the 6.
So there's your field for this, the 4th race. As we get set to go, 3-year-old Colton Geldings going for a purse of $10,295. Big Riggin' Joe, number 5, with Roy Burns in the sulky. Roy comes out, and he's replacing his daughter, Casey Burns, who has driven Big Riggin' Joe the last 4 times out. So Roy going to hop back into the bike for this race, looking for first lifetime win, has hit the board 7 times in 23 starts. Right now, though, the long shot on the board at 99-1.
I finally can announce the line. I forgot Carrollton had 2 cards in one day, and I'm looking at the one, and why can't I find this horse? So Big Sky Rocket finished 3rd at Carrollton. Trotted his mile in 2, 9, and 4. Race went in 5 and 3.
How unusual is that for a horse to come back in 2 days?
I think it's not that unusual here because there's so many fair races. It just seems there was a number of them yesterday lined to be announced too. You don't see it as much in the 2-year-olds, of course, as the 3-year-olds, and the box closes the day that they're racing or something, and then the results don't get in before you draw for the next, so that's why you'll see these occasionally.
And this is one of those races, just one division, so they're going for $10,295. The winner of this is going to pick up just under $5,150.
Mm-hmm.
That helps the old lifetime earnings, doesn't it?
It does. Buys a lot of hay.
I was just going to say, helps pay the bills.
Yep, we've got the first 4 inside horses have all won a race. At least one race. Admiral All-Stars at 2. Baby Yoda's won 1. Big Sky Rocket's got 4 wins on the year, including a mile at Northfield in a non-winners at 2 pari-mutuel race in 58 and 2, and then one at Ottawa in 2, 3 and 2.
Couple of co-favorites, the 2 and the 4, Baby Yoda and over 6. Kurt Sugg and Ryan Stahl, the 2 drivers, hook up here in Bucyrus. Not like they don't hook up every other day up at Northfield.
Yeah.
Beautiful night, though, here in Bucyrus. Sun is out. A few little clouds in the sky. Back behind the grandstand, we've got the Midway and the food trucks. You can smell a little of the food trucks here, unlike it was when we were down in Lebanon and they were tucked and the wind was blowing the other way. You really couldn't enjoy that.
Right.
Yeah, and last night you found the crunchy quesadilla.
Oh my gosh, that was good. I even posted a picture on it on my Facebook page because it was so good. It was half gone by the time I posted the picture, but yeah, a little standout here. One guy and a girl in there, and he was very proud of his little stand too, because he told me every ingredient that was going to be in it, and they cook everything fresh right there. That was fun. I always
Starter
like
is trying to now
to see
call me
those
in for the upcoming
entrepreneurs
4th race.
here at a fair.
Well, my goal this year, I have decided, I'm usually, when I go to the fair, I'm an Italian sausage guy. I am going to this year, every fair that I go to, it's going to be something different. So I've already had the pork tenderloin. I got that out of the way right away, and I shouldn't have. It was so good. So I may have to, if I eat twice at a fair, I can go back. That's going to be the rule. But it'll be something new at each fair. Had the Philly cheesesteak down in Lebanon. And those are the only 2 I've been to so far.
Well, you got a
I gotta
long
catch up.
summer.
I got a long summer, and I've got to catch up.
That is a lot of the fun of the fair, is the fair food.
I have to try the bourbon chicken. You are always talking about the bourbon chicken. So,
Yeah, I do love that.
so that will be that'll be the goal tonight. Figure out what I get. And I think it's going to be the quesadilla because it sounds like you probably can't get that at another fair. That's what you're going to have to look for, is that signature food truck that you're not going to see too many places.
Right. Yeah, you can always get a hot dog or, a corn dog
The
someplace.
starter is calling in the horses now for
That'll
the
be
4th
the
race, sponsored by
second time
Ohio
around. That's all
Foam,
my
3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters.
Starting gate is
First
rolling. Let's send it up to airdrop left for the
$10,295.
fourth.
They'll make their way to the
Bucyrus.
top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off off and trotting Baby Yoda and Admiral All-Star. They're 1-2 as they move on into the turn. The All-Star takes over. Baby Yoda is up on the outside in second as they trot around the turn to the backstretch. Big Rig and Joe currently 3 wide. Down along the inside, then is Big Sky Rocket as they'll straighten away to the opening quarter. Then we'll find over 6. Win and Dream is the trailer. So they trot onto the opening fraction here, and Admiral All-Star is the leader in their second. Baby Yoda. Big Sky Rocket is in third. Big Rig and Joe is in fourth. Over 6 in fifth. The opening quarter 32-3. The trailer is Win and Dream. They move around the turn, and the leader remains Admiral All-Star. Baby Yoda second, Big Sky Rocket third. Over 6 is on the outside. Then it's Big Rig and Joe in the trailer is Win and Dream as they come down here to the halfway mile mark of the race. And Admiral All-Star and Jason Thompson with the lead. Sugg now pops the pocket, and Baby Yoda moves up on the outside as they now trot by the half. Inside Admiral All-Star, outside Baby Yoda, 104-2. A pedestrian clip as they trot around the turn to the backstretch. Admiral All-Star, Baby Yoda's on the outside. Then at the rail comes Big Sky Rocket. Over there next is over 6 as they continue to 3/4, and it's Big Rig and Joe and Win and Dream. Inside Admiral All-Star, outside Baby Yoda, 3 wide. Here comes over 6 and Ryan Stahl as they trot by 3/4. Admiral All-Star is digging in. Over 6 is 3 wide, 3/4, 136-3. Needing racing room, Big Sky Rocket. They come to the top of the stretch. Over 6 on the outside, pokes a nose on top. Inside is Admiral All-Star. Losing stride then was a Big Sky Rocket through the stretch. It is Admiral All-Star. And over 6 is on off stride. Admiral All-Star will win. Over 6 was off stride in second. Baby Yoda is third. 205-2.
Admiral All-Star in 205-2 gets the victory. Now the number 4 over 6, Ryan Stahl,
to hold all tickets
second,
there. If there was an inquiry sign, it would be posted.
Across the finish
Judges
line,
looking at
so
the
I'm not
breaking
sure how
horses
they'll
around the last turn and through the
that.
stretch.
And then
here in
also
race
the
4.
number 3, Big Sky Rocket, was off stride, crossing the finish line 5th.
Yeah, it didn't appear that they were lapped on, though. Their horse has to be lapped on to the horse.
What do you mean by lapped on for somebody who's...
The horse's, part of the horse's body has to be next to the other horse's body. It's not enough to be lapped on just to the race bike behind, but it has to actually be alongside the body of the other horse.
And between over 6 and number 2, Baby Yoda, there was about 4 or 5 lengths, so they'll probably keep number 4 over 6 in the second spot.
Now the other thing that they can look at, the judges will look at, was if the horse lost ground. Because if they just let them run and stay right there, they can set them back for that. So they have to lose ground. I have to tell you, though, be quick before, there was a lady sitting down below, and then they got to the half. She jumped up, slapped her ticket in her hand, went running to the, to the betting windows, and some guy here stopped her and said, "They got another half." And she was really disappointed.
Who's leading at the half? I don't remember. Was it Admiral All-Star?
I think it was Baby Yoda.
Starting gate, please.
She had that ticket cold.
Kurt Sugg, please go to the starting gate. Kurt Sugg, please go to the starting car.
So I wonder if we have an inquiry.
Again, hold all tickets here. Judges looking into the happenings around the last turn.
Starting gate.
Something about in the last turn, he just said, so.
So all tickets they're holding to find out, but the race winner, number 1, Admiral All-Star, for Jason Thompson and trainer Edward Miller, going to the winner's circle. That'll give Thompson his second win. Miller his first training victory of the night. And no problem with the winner. But now they're going to determine what happened, and may have something to do with the 4, the 2, and...
winner is the 4. Winner is the 1 Admiral All-Star of race 4, 3-year-old bay-goated son of my MVP out of a minor skirmish by
Official
Conway
mile
Hall.
for Admiral
Owned by
All-Star.
Rebecca Sugg, Watson Harness Racing, Mary Stuckey. Edward Miller trains Jason Thompson, the winning driver, 2:05 and 2, sponsored by Ohio Phone.
Winning time 2:05 and 2. As the judges stand, you can see there discussing what they saw, talking to the starting gate, which is down by the first turn. They called Kurt Sugg over. Looks like Kurt is done because he is now over by the gate. Kurt waiting for Baby Yoda to come back and Jason Thompson. Kurt was named on Admiral All-Star.
It looks like his family member is part owner of both of those horses. Judges are still look like they're discussing it. I still say presiding judge at a county fair is an extremely hard job because you don't have replay. At the pari-mutuel tracks, they've got 4 or 5 different cameras, different angles. They can slow
Roy
it down.
Burns,
they can
please
do
go to the
anything.
starting gate. Roy Burns, please
Now
go to
they're
the
gonna
starting
send
gate.
Roy Burns, who finished 4th with Big Riggin' Joe, to the starting gate. Roy tried to get Big Riggin' Joe out front quickly from the 5-hole, but got parked.
Parked, yep. Yeah, and the reason for some of you that don't know, they call them over to the starting gate is simply for convenience, that they don't have to come all the way over to the judges' stand. It's just easier to talk to them by phone, especially if they've got a horse in the next race. They don't want to get them too far away so they can't get to their next horse right away. Something else I noticed when they were coming to the
Again,
start.
Roy Burns, please go to the starting gate. Roy Burns, please go to the
He
starting
said the
gate.
band director was looking down the stretch, and he was trying to time it so that their band was done before they hit the starting line. Oh, I thought that was kind of interesting. I said, if they're a little bit behind, his arms were getting faster and faster.
I am convinced that at the fairs like this, the pari-mutuel tracks, a band of some sort between the races is a great idea if you have a gentleman like we have conducting here who understands the races, sees what's happening, and says, okay, we're going to slow the song down when we get to this point, and the music ends as, either the starting gate is rolling and the announcer starts or whatever. But if you could find for the pari-mutuels, because there is such a long drag at the races, if you could find a house band of maybe 2 or 3 musicians to play, and one that understood horse racing or wanted to learn, so they could time it and watch it, I think that would add so much to the experience for the people that are out at the races. So still a lot of discussion going on. It's continue to have people watch on our YouTube channel tonight. Please check in the live chat as to where you're watching from. Put the city, the state, the country, the province, wherever you are, check in. We want to know where you're watching from. We're glad to have you along. It's a beautiful night to be out racing. Just a really nice night. A great crowd here. The fans are into it. You can see them down on the fence as the horses come down the stretch, just cheering and screaming and yelling. 142 is official. Admiral All-Star, over 6, and Baby Yoda.
Judges that horse lost sufficient ground and was not lapped on, so no reason for placing with the 4. There was also interference between the 2 and the 3 coming to the top of the stretch. Upon consultation with the drivers and review of the judges, it was determined that the 3, Big Sky Rocket, is the interfering horse there, causing interference with the 2, locking wheels with the 2, and then causing interference with trailing horses. So here is now how they finished race number 4. Admiral All-Star was the winner. Baby Yoda was 3rd. Big Sky Rocket was 5th, placed 6th for interference around the last turn. Over 6 was 2nd, Big Rig and Joe 4th, Win and Dream was 6th, placed 5th. Recheck top down a 1-3, 5 place 6, 2-4, 6 place 5, 32 and 3, 104 and 2, 136 and 3, 205 and 2. Bring them out for the 5th race, set them out for race number 5. In race 5, scratch the 1, put Hank Levan on 3.
So not only were they looking at the break, they were also looking at the interference. So the judges had double duty to do, and that time they took number 3 down and finished 5th and placed him 6th. So Big Sky Rocket ends up 6th, and the number 6 horse, Win and Dream, is placed 5th. So 4 races in the books from the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus. We'll take a break and we'll be back with race 5.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio wants to thank all the breeders that supported our first season standing the trotter, Muscle Diamond. Cool Winds also welcomed the proven sire, Mr. Apples, to our stallion barn. Randy and Kim Haynes also stand the only full brother to some beach somewhere, Bring on the Beach, sire of Heart of Chewbacca. Visit the Cool Winds consignment at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway Ag Center on Friday, September 17th.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Selling your horse? Sell for free. No fees, no commissions. The only free auction site in the industry. There's no problem selling your horse at harnesshorseauction.com.
We're in Bucyrus, Ohio for the Crawford County Fair. Today, Frank Fraz, along with Susan Schroeder, as we get set for the 5th, scratch the number 1, the Lady on a Tear, and Hank Levan will pick up the drive for Shawtown, number 3.
We have a couple lines to be announced, and I am ready this time. So the number 2 horse, Dragon's Last, race at Carrollton just 2 days ago on 7/20. Finished 6th, paced in 2-3, and Jason Thompson was the driver that night. And then the 5 horse, Creekside Duchess, finished 5th at Carrollton, paced in 2-2 and 3, and Jason Thompson was also the driver.
Well, obviously they were not in the same race.
Obviously. That's right. And this is the second of 2 of the 3-year-old filly home talent colt stakes for Pacers. Dragon's Last was a $10,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale. The 4 horse Alice in Chains, a well-said filly, sold for $20,000. And Creekside Duchess, a big risk filly, sold for $8,000 at the Buckeye Classic. Creekside Duchess has also had 1 win this year in 56 at Scioto Downs. Dragon's Last is also a winner in 58 and 3 at Northfield. And here we
Here are the
are with
horses for the
parade.
5th race, sponsored by Hagemeyer Farm. Purse $5,481. 3-year-old filly pace. The 1 is scratched. 2 Dragons Last and Jason Thompson. 3 Shaw Town. Driver change to Hank Levan. 4 is Alice in Chains with Alex Hawk. 5 Creekside Duchess, Kurt Sugg. And the 6 Lady Esconcet with Derek Wadaker in the sulky. That is the field for the 5th race, scratch 1, Hank Levan on 3.
And because the 1 is scratched, everybody will move down. So the 2 will actually start from the 1 spot. And this is as long as they're all on the gate, you can move down. If you have a trailer and some scratch out of the first tier, you can't move up. So even if 2 or 3 horses scratch out, you still can't move up. You've got to stay in that second tier.
But you can choose where you want to go on that second tier if you're the only one.
If you're the only one, yeah, you can choose who to follow out, and that's where a little studying in the program helps out, because and also keeping an eye on that horse that you're following. You're looking at that one to see if it's nice and flat. It's not making little hops and stuff, because you don't want to be following one of those out. You also don't want to be following this humongous water truck.
This may be the largest water truck I have ever seen at a racetrack.
It is. I'm going to tell you a story. I was warming up a horse in Woodstock, Illinois. That thing came out, one just like it, but with the arms out. Covered the whole entire track, which was kind of cool because one swipe around, the whole track was watered. I ended up in the infield because my filly said, there is no way I'm going by that thing. And there was no room to go by it. So we had to duck to the infield, wait till the water truck went by, and then come back out.
Well, we put him on our broadcasts, and even when he's not working, he shows up at the track. Tom Pye, the harness guy, just ducked underneath the grandstand.
Did he?
Yes, he did. So
he was probably getting some hot tips back at the barn.
I think he was. So
he's headed to the windows.
The number 4, Alice in Chains, a $20,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale. We've also got Creekside Duchess, who saw some Buckeye Stallion Series action last week at Scioto Downs. And the number 6, Lady Consent, gave it a shot in the Ohio Sire Stakes back in early May, finished 8th in that race. Owned by Lionel Wadaker. Derek Wadaker drives. Lionel Wadaker, the owner of Pass the Vape, that was last year's Aged Trotter of the Year. Look there at Kurt Sugg driving Creekside Duchess for trainer Tricia Shepard. Kurt looking for another win today, already with 2 of them.
And speaking of the Wadakers, you got to go out and present that trophy that for them last year, since we weren't allowed to have a banquet.
Yeah, last year it was really different. We did our banquet virtually, and we went out and presented trophies to those that we could. Tried to get as many comments from the winners as we could, Roger and I going out. And at that time, it was socially distanced. We got out, we're all wearing our masks, we're 6 feet apart. Trying to get these interviews with these owners, trainers, and drivers, and it was unique. Hopefully, things stay, the way they are right now, and we can have a regular banquet next year, and hopefully a very large crowd will be at that banquet as we will present the division winners, as well as the Horse of the Year, and then a number of awards for human awards, if you want to call them. We've got the full equine awards that we will give out, the OHA.
And we also do some human awards, and a couple of those that are interesting are the Youth Award, which if any of you out there know a deserving youth, you can let the OHHA office know. You can write up a little biography about them, and let us know if you think somebody is very deserving. We also have a Groom of the Year award, and the same thing. Anybody of you out there, feel free to nominate. It goes before a committee, and they choose who they think is the most deserving. But a lot of times, the board, they don't know everybody. So a lot of you people that are viewing, you may know some kid that just loves this sport, works really hard, and would really appreciate that youth award.
So the nice thing, when Roger and I were out doing freshman focus, we got the opportunity to meet a lot of caretakers, and the amount of work and effort and love that these caretakers put into their horses, those stories are not told enough.
Right.
They really aren't, and they deserve the recognition. And the OHHA We have Grooms of the Month. Then they get awards. And then we'd love to have, you let us know if you know
Starter
a groom
has
that
the
is
horses
worthy
for the
of
fifth race.
Groom of the Year.
3-year-old
We'd
Philly
love to
Pace
know
spurs
about it. As we get set for race 5, the starting gate is
$5,481
rolling.
top of the
Let's
stretch.
send it up to Ayers
Sponsored by
Redwood.
Hagemeyer Farm, and here they come. They're off and pacing, and it's Dragon's Last who goes out there looking for the lead. Moving up along the outside, Creekside Duchess as they pace around the initial turn. Shawtown is third. Up into fourth is Lady Sconset in the trailer. Allison Chains as they move on into the backstretch, and Dragon's Last is first and leads them out there by 3.5 lengths. In their second, Creekside Duchess. Shawtown is third. In their fourth, Lady Sconset, and the trailer remains Allison Chains as they go by the quarter, 28-3. So Dragon's Last is on a mission. She leads them out there by 3 lengths. Creekside Duchess in second. In their third is Shawtown. Next we find Lady Sconset, and the trailer remains Allison Chains. Pacing down here to the halfway mile mark of the race, where Dragon's Last is out there on the engine. She leads them over there by 2.5 lengths. Creekside Duchess trying to get a bit closer, second. It is Shawtown who's third. The half in 58-1. Lady Sconset pacing fourth, and Allison Chains is still the trailer. They move around the turn to the backside, and the leader is Dragon's Last, trying to make every pole a winning one. Creekside Duchess is inching closer in second. Shawtown third. Over there fourth is Lady Sconset, who moves to the outside. Also tipping out now is Creekside Duchess as they pace by 3/4, and the leader remains Dragon's Last in 128-3. Up on the outside, Creekside Duchess. Lady Sconset right there now poised to strike 3 wide. Moving to the top of the stretch. Creekside Duchess pokes a nose on top. Lady Sconset now 3 wide for Wadaker, trying to battle as Dragon's Last. 4 wide on the outside, trying to move from the back. Allison Chains as they come to the wire. Creekside Duchess digging in, coming on Shawtown. Photo for win. Either Shawtown or Creekside Duchess. It's tight on the line. All of them right there in the 5th.
Off the line, so I'm not sure if he was able to get Shawtown's nose out in front of Creekside Duchess.
Time of the mile,
but Lady
1:59.
Sconset was there as well, but I think it's going to be 3, 5, and 6, but not sure. Final time, 1:59?
I believe that's what he said, 1:59, yeah.
Well, that would make the third that I wrote down of 1:20-3 not right. I know that's not. That would have been a 22-2 third quarter, and I know that's not right, so wasn't sure what we were hearing.
That was an exciting finish. And the lady that tried to go and cash her ticket at the half, she waited till the final, but I think she had it because she slapped her ticket in her hand and took off for the windows again.
Well, which lady is that?
She's not back yet. I will show you when she gets back.
Well, when she gets back, we got to see who she's picking, and maybe we can make a quick run out to the window.
Of course, we'd have to have a half-mile race for some of her picks. The look on her face when the guy over there said, they got another half.
Well, Hank Levan is coming around towards the winner's circle, so it looks like Hank might have got up for the victory. But
somebody's running very fast, too. They want to make sure they get in that picture.
3, 5, 6, unofficial. 3, 5, 6, unofficial.
3, 5, 6, unofficial. So we'll
moving into the winner's circle
official.
after winning the 5th race at the 3 Shawtown, sneaking through to just get up and take the 5th race. 3-year-old Bay Filly by Well Said. Out of Amazing Towner by Towner's Big Guy. I'm a David Warnstaff, who also trains Hank Levan, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 1:59. 5th race, sponsored by Hagemeyer Farm. Race 5 is now official. Lady on a Tear was scratched. Dragons last 5th. Shawtown the winner. Allison Chains was 4th. Creekside Duchess 2nd. Lady Sconset 3rd. Scratch 5-1, 4-2-3 on the bottom, 28-3, 58-1, 128-3. The mile time, 1:59.
So the winner, Shawtown.
Bring them on the track for the 6th race. Head them out for race 6. Yellow Saddle Pass. We'll need 5 of you. We have Tim Deaton driving the 1, Jason Thompson on 4, Ryan Stahl on 5.
So Hank Levan picks up his win, and yeah, she must have hit it pretty good. She's got a lot of money right there. The winner paid $25, so we'll have to find out what her secret is.
She might have had that because she has a wad.
An exacta 56.40. So nobody expected Shawtown except the woman in the first row. So congratulations to her. Is 5 now in the books. We'll take a break and we'll be back with race 6 after this.
So we do have our next lucky loser drawing our winner, and it's Adam Link. Adam Link